The struggle is real. Starting out in your marketing journey is kind of similar to starting out in a new fitness journey, or if you're trying to lose weight. It's not always easy, and it's a lot more complex than what it seems like. And for experts, it seems like it's really easy, but there's a lot more that goes into it. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, so the reason why we brought this up is, and I mean, if you look at both, Sean and Shannon, they're extremely fit people. They've been fit their entire lives. It's something that they've had a lot of focus on. So I'm trying on this fitness journey myself, and part of it is I would go to them all fired up because I was like, hey, I went and worked out. So I was like, oh, that's fantastic. Tell me about it. What'd you do? He's like being real supportive of it. And all of a sudden, oh, well, I did these leg presses and I did these curls. And he's like, you're doing it all wrong. And I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah, that was not a good thing for me to say either. I wish I could take it back because they teach you in class to not, it was like, it wasn't appropriate. So I'm thinking about it now, and it just kind of came up just because I know leg extensions are terrible for your knees. Leg curls is a better way to do it. And so I don't know, but I'm sorry, Mike.
But to my point, marketing is kind of like that too.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily, this isn't a blast on session. This is basically, because there's a lot of people that struggle with fitness. They struggle with marketing. And there's a lot of similarities in the case that people will tell you something that, like, let's say, I did a direct mail campaign. They say, oh, you shouldn't do that. Based off of their experience, it sucked. And in some cases, direct mail isn't the right channel for that company. So right. It's all about understanding what you're doing, but you shouldn't get discouraged to stop, because without marketing, you just can't survive.
Yeah. So, but how do you, I guess for people, there's a learning curve. You can't avoid the learning curve, but what you can do is try to get more prepared or read more to understand what the current thing is. Because if you're an old school guy with late weightlifting, it's really changed. The whole world has changed, and so has the marketing world too. So even though once you conquer one of these things, there's always a new thing. So we talk about this a lot, leaning into your industry, becoming a student of the game, learning, understanding, knowing the landscape of things. And in the marketing world, as in the nutrition world, these things are changing as technology, as advancements come.
More research,
research comes, they're realizing that some of the things they taught us were not the right things. The same things happen with marketing, or, nobody is really good at it right when they start. Right. But the more you prepare, the shorter the learning curve at the end of the day.
That's gold, right? And not everything is a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
No.
So I think that's really important to understand with fitness and with marketing.
Big time.
What worked the exact way for another company, it's not going to be, there's no way it can be the exact same experience for you and your business. So I think that's something really important to remember.
Yeah.
So Mike, how did you overcome the negativity from me?
I didn't. I sleep in every morning now, and I just don't go to the gym.
God dang it, dude.
No, I'm just messing with it. Look, I'm just pushing through some of the things that positive-wise that you have said to do, and I'm waiting for your instruction. I keep asking you, all right, so tell me what I need to do. And just like, look, with marketing, I think it's kind of the same thing. Like, if you don't know what your playbook is, and again, we talked about this earlier as far as, understanding what your goals are is number one. Understanding who you are, where you are in that progression. Like if you're just starting to work out, you probably need to have a different set of rules as far as what you're doing so that you can optimize your success. Yeah. Same way with marketing. Yeah. Understanding what your resources are. Like, do you have access to a gym? How much time do you have? When are you going to wake up? When are you going to do these things? You have to kind of schedule those out the same way. Like if you're going to write blog content or do marketing, you need to kind of make a strategy, make a plan that's going to give you the most success.
Yep.
And then really kind of knowing who your audience is, your goals, all of those things will kind of fly directly in the same way it will, I think, with fitness is that it will with marketing.
Yeah, and so that's finding the expert in whatever you're trying to do, finding the resources. And social media is just a plethora of information. You can go, whatever your goals are, you can go find a strategy or a how-to. And in fact, yesterday we're as we're winding down to this launch, we're starting to put a lot of energy into our university because we know that in order for new people to jump and to take a chance at their own business, they have to have some instruction from an expert, right? So that's really the first place to start. Figure out what you want to do. Go find people that are already doing the things that are in line with what you want to accomplish, and then learn from them as a basis point, as a starting point. And then it's all trial and error from there, basically. It's you testing theories, and sometimes they succeed, sometimes they fail. You check it off the list. Hey, this goes in the success bucket, this one goes in the fail bucket. It's really the only way to learn. But in the beginning, if you reach out to the experts, you'll be able to start at a better point than if you did it on your own, right? So there's all types of resources on the web, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can find courses. That's what we were doing yesterday, working on our courses, a 101 Marketing 101 course, to really unpack for people, what does all this mean? What is the objective of it? How does it work? What are the different channels? And really getting into the nitty gritty so people can start to have an understanding of things. It always starts with some type of instruction when you want to do something.
And I think something that's really important to point out is that just like how your marketing is a journey, your fitness is a journey.
Absolutely.
Like even the experts in the fitness world are never just stopping at a certain amount of reps each workout they do. They're always trying to get better, setting new challenges, trying to do things a different way. Because after a while, like if you do the exact same things over and over and over again, you're not getting better, you're staying stagnant.
Exactly.
So they're always trying to do new things, and that's kind of like what it is with your marketing. And that's what I'm going through right now. Kind of, and me and Mike, I was relating to Mike because it's like I was doing these same kind of workouts with cheerleading, but flipping over for hours a day. It's just so different than like what I'm doing now, like just working out without cheerleading. My body's not getting the same type of movement it was getting, so it's going to change. Like it's inevitable. So now it's like, okay, what kind of journey do I want? Where do I want to see changes? What can I fix to make it better and be in even better shape than what I was with cheerleading? Because that's something that's going to be really hard to do. So yeah, we'll see. Again, it's a journey. It's not like I'm going to stop here and never try something else. So yeah,
It all starts with trial and error,
yeah.
education, rinse and repeat, fail, succeed, put them in buckets, and then at some point you look up and it's like you really have it figured out.
And it's a lot of fun too.
And it's so fun, yeah. Yeah, it's the thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
I think, too, one of the biggest things is don't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, like, if you don't really know before you hurt yourself trying to do something in the gym, or hurt yourself financially by trying to do a big direct mail campaign and you're not really putting the right calls to action in it, ask for help. Yeah. Look for that expert, and don't be afraid to do it, because I think that is one of my issues. I don't want to sit there and say, look, I suck. I don't know how to do the right leg exercises in this example. But asking for help is going to get you in that right path. And that's the same thing with marketing. And that's why we're here. That's why we created this podcast, and why we're trying to do these things, is because we want to provide value. We feel like we have a really good understanding of how to do marketing, and it's a different fingerprint for every company. But that's why we're here.
That's it, man. Good stuff.
Yep.